Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, depending on where you are. And happy leap year day. Is that what you call it? Today is February 29th, and it is a special day. Just like the Olympics, this comes only once in 4 years. Well, today is a special day because we are having an MAI webinar. So welcome, and we're glad that you could join us live for today's webinar, How to Build and Sustain an Effective Online Presence. This is Ramon Rocha of Media Associates International, and we are honored with our special guest, Tricia Kok, who is joining us from Cape Town, Africa. Tricia, please say a quick hello to our audience.
Hi, everybody. I'm very excited to be here and very excited that you all are here to know more about digital marketing. So I'm really hoping for you to have more insight, and I'm quite excited for the webinar. Thank you.
Yes, thank you, Tricia. And welcome to those who have joined an MEI webinar for the first time. I wonder if we have in our audience now that somebody who has joined us for the first time, please click on raise hand if that is you. Yes, but in the registration list, I've noticed that we have some people who have signed up for the first time, and thank you for registering. MEI's mission is to help equip and encourage global Christian writers and publishers to create life-transforming materials in their heart language and in their local context, that these publications will help strengthen the church and impact society. Tricia, we have 126 participants from 37 countries registered for today's webinar. And we were just commenting that this high level of interest is an indication that there is such a hunger to know more about digital marketing. We are recording this meeting, and the link to the recorded version will be sent to you after today's live session. Several of you posted your questions and comments ahead of time. Thank you for doing so, and we'll try to address your questions during the Q&A. May I invite you to use the chat for your comments and the Q&A for your questions. I believe the internet is a gift to marketing. For the digital natives in this Zoom call, you wouldn't imagine how challenging and how costly it was to launch marketing campaigns in the olden days. But now with the World Wide Web, we can reach out to our audience faster and much less expensive than before. Why can we say that? Because majority of the people we're trying to reach are online. They are there, therefore we must be online as well. But still, as authors and publishers, we have to learn how to maximize our online presence and to make sure our strategies are effective and that they are done in a sustained way. We are honored to have with us today Tricia Kok. Tricia has over 12 years of marketing experience, gaining and honing her marketing skills. She's had valuable experience in creating, crafting, and executing effective marketing strategies across various industries and in different countries. Now, Tricia is coming to us as the marketing manager at Oasis International, a leading Bible and book publisher in Africa. And let me just quote from their mission statement. They say, "We grow discipleship through publishing local voices, African voices." So without much further ado, let us all welcome Tricia Kok.
Thank you for that, Ramon. That was quite a very special introduction. So thank you for that. Like I said, I'm very excited about this webinar, and I just want to encourage all the participants to just be open. I know that sometimes when you talk about online and you talk about digital and you talk about technology, it can feel a bit daunting, but I promise you, it's not that difficult. And there's so many tools now that are so helpful that make life so much easier. And I want to go through that with you in the presentation. So I just wanted to encourage you to open your minds and your heart to the presentations that we go through it, and we can answer questions at the end of the presentation. Okay, just share my screen. Okay, so like Ramon mentioned, the topic is how to build and sustain an effective online presence. So digital marketing, first of all, let me just explain that. Digital marketing is basically marketing online. All things that you do online when it comes to promotions, when it comes to marketing strategies, is all of that is called digital marketing. But you don't only just create the digital plans and build them, you also have to sustain them so that they're effective. And this is something that takes time and commitment, but it is achievable. Once you start doing it, it is quite achievable and so much requiring. So I just thought before we go into the details of everything, we just start with just an overview of what I'll be discussing today. So firstly, I want to look at to be marketed. It's as if you are trying to push yourself out there and make yourself look like you are something. Hello? Ramon, can you still hear me?
Yes, yes. Thank you, Tricia. Please continue.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Okay. It just like went off there. Sorry about that, guys. Just so you know, I'm so sorry about my internet. We had a bit of a cyclone last week, so the entire place has just had up and down internet. So sorry about that. Then I want to go and look into effective digital marketing and looking at some examples. I would just like to go through sort of my thought process when it comes to online marketing and when you're trying to establish yourself as a brand, and then looking at some analytics and monitoring, and then I'll give some of my tools that I use, and then we can go into a Q&A. Okay, so understanding the importance of online presence. So like I mentioned to you, establishing yourself as a personal brand is really important. And what this does basically is give you credibility. Working for a publishing company, it's been very difficult to try and sell an author who's not well known. So it definitely makes life easier as a publisher if your author's well known. But in order for actually your voice can be heard, what you have to say can actually be heard, you do need to be out there and establish yourself and gain credibility for yourself. So what online does, it actually gives you that opportunity to reach a wider audience You can reach, it basically surpasses all geographical boundaries. You're able to reach a wide audience anywhere in the world globally. And that's one of the benefits of it. And it's also cost effective. Before, if you wanted to try and reach someone in another country, it would be very expensive. You'd have to fly there, you'd have to find accommodation, and then you'd have to sustain yourself while you're there. So it was very costly. But now, because of digital marketing, you're able to do that in a very cost-effective way, reaching a wider audience and being able to actually be global. Also, what online does, it actually facilitates effective promotions to books of a wider audience. So you're able to actually, in that geography, you're able to actually read strategies in a way that reaches that audience. So being online and being able to get analytics back, being able to see how well your marketing strategies are working, gives you the opportunity to be more effective when it comes to your marketing promotions. I think also in terms of being, for example, when I've actually had experience working with traditional marketing as well. And when I used to do a promotion and I used to do like a billboard, I could never really pinpoint the success of my billboard because a billboard is on a highway, there's people driving past, you're not getting any engagement, you don't even know how well the billboard is doing. So it's like very difficult to measure that. But online gives you the opportunity to be more tailored and to be more targeted at your marketing strategies. It gives you the opportunity to go a level deeper. So with like a billboard, all I could get was basically all I knew is that this highway has 1,000 cars that pass by every single 2 hours. That was basically all I knew. But with digital marketing, you're able to get more insight. You're able to actually understand who your target audience is, who's interested in your content. They even comment, so you actually know how well your content is doing. So it gives you that opportunity to be more targeted. You can fine tune it. You can target a country, a city, a neighborhood. You can target people's interests. So that really, really helps in narrowing it down your niche market. Then also it provides direct interaction with your readers. That's such an important one for me. Just getting that feedback from people. There's really a satisfaction that comes with posting something and then people comment and they love it and they want to know more and they ask questions. It really gives you that sense of achievement and also guides you in what you need to do to continue to get the same kind of engagement. Then it creates opportunities for networking with fellow authors, publishers, literally influencers. So this is just in general networking. The internet completely like opens up so many different avenues because, like I said, there's no geographical boundaries. So you're able to interact with somebody in another country where you probably would never even go. And you're able to ideas and be able to get some influence and be able to get some direction and guidance. So it opens up opportunities for networking. And it's so important, especially when you're starting out, you want to have that. You want to have that opportunity to be able to bounce off your ideas off somebody who's been down that road and they can direct you. And it can be you wanting to target somebody an audience in another country, and you can work with somebody who can help you do that in that country. So it gives you that opportunity. Then also it increases the accessibility to books by providing online purchasing options. This is so amazing. Before, bookstores, shops were everything. You had to go out if you wanted to get something. Now you literally sit on your desk and you order all the stuff you want, food, clothes, books, like literally anything. So online has given people the opportunity to have a variety of purchasing options. And as an author, you have the opportunity to be on there. You have the opportunity to be on the different sites, anywhere in the world. You can be in different versions of your book. For example, we have an audiobook, an ebook, we have physical books that we sell online. So it gives you that opportunity to actually be able to have different purchasing options to offer people. Then also it allows for virtual book signing and events. This is such a huge one. Also very cost effective. Like plan a launch. I don't know if anybody has ever planned a launch, but I've planned launches in my life, and it is so hectic to put a launch together. So hectic. It's very time consuming. It's very costly. Things can go wrong. It's stressful, but like you can actually do online virtual events now, and you can do virtual launches. So that helps a lot in terms of planning. It also helps in terms of being cost effective as well. Then also it provides a space where you can show your style and your creativity. That's so awesome because it's there's some things where the nice thing about online as well, when you're putting stuff out there, if you're not sure about what you put out there, you can quickly take it down and adjust it and edit it and revise it. But when you, like in the older days with traditional marketing, if you put something in a magazine, it was gone. Like there was no trying to fix it and trying to get it to recall it. It was printed, it was gone, it's in store. It gives you that opportunity to be to really monitor and to really zone in on your creative style and be able to actually be guided by people's responses and just grow yourself and improve. Then also it keeps the readers informed about you and your new releases. So awesome, because you can actually build yourself a community of readers or people that follow you, that want to know more. And every time you have an update, every time you have a new release, you have an audience, a community that's already aware of who you are, your views and your opinions, and they can actually always be updated on what you're doing. And you can always step into that same community to be directed on. And then it encourages readers to also share reviews and testimonials. This adds hugely to your credibility. If you're able to establish yourself online, there are so many platforms that allow people to review you, to give testimonials, which is so key to like promoting your book. There's nothing more powerful than another person who's read your book or who's had an experience with you to give a testimony of what they've experienced and how they've benefited from it. So that's very powerful and key. And you're able to do that on an ongoing basis. It's also a way for you to understand what people are actually looking for. When a person reviews you, it could be not exactly a very good review, but it also gives you an idea of what people are thinking, and then also it provides access to online communities and book clubs. You got the opportunity to join so many groups that are of interest to you, and you can actually also gain so much wisdom as well from that and knowledge about your interests and what interests your audience. Also data, so key. The data that you get from analytics is so key. It directs your future marketing plans. It directs even your creativity. It directs what your ideas as well. As you put new ideas together, that really helps you in understanding your audience. Okay, and then with regards to establishing your personal brand, I wanted to just talk about this a little bit. So this is from the previous slide because I just thought I need to maybe go in a little bit deeper into how you can actually do that. Okay, so first of all, you need to know yourself. You need to be sure about your beliefs, your values, what you want to put out there, how you want people to perceive you. So it does take a lot of personal introspection, looking at yourself and thinking, how do I want people to see me? Before I even start anything, what am I trying to put out there? Who am I trying to get people to know? So you need to know yourself so that you can stay true to your brand. And then after that is obviously your audience. Who am I targeting? I've got a very huge passion for the youth and young people. And for me, when I'm putting something out there, I know that my target audience is the young people. I have a specific age group from 12 to 18. And I also target their parents of youth, of the youth and of young people. So you have to have that understanding as well. Who are you actually targeting? As you put stuff together, as you put your strategies together, as you think about what you want to put out, you've got to be clear of who you want to reach with that. So you need to have that niche. And you need to understand the audience that you want to speak to. And yes, it is possible that your audience can evolve. So, for example, I could start wanting so much to be focusing on the youth. Then I realize as I work with parents more, I actually am now focusing more on family as a whole, and you evolve. But as long as there is that authentic feel to what you're putting out, the authentic view from yourself, people are able to see that. They're even able to see how you're growing in what you're putting out there. So key to be focused and know who your audience is. Then from there, you can go into your strategies. Okay, so how do I want to actually build myself and get people to know about me? I think personally, I love the fact that the first thing that most people do, including myself, is if I hear of something, I will go on Google and I'm going to find the website. So website is so key. And there's so many tools out there to just help you build a website professionally and very cost effective. And it doesn't take long. These templates, you're literally dropping in images, dropping in copies. So that's not something that would like be too difficult for you to do. So you'll be able to do like your own professional website and build that and grow on it as you begin to understand your audience better. Then also looking at your social media profiles. I think you can't be online, have online presence if you do not have social media profiles. And there are many different kind of profiles. So a person can choose what they want in terms of social media platforms that they want to be on. Most people are on Facebook because they're more comfortable with Facebook. Some people on Twitter, some people just do Instagram. So it's up to you how you feel you can best relate your message and you can best establish yourself as a brand. Then you can also engage authentically. That is so big. Like people can tell when you are so much content that we consume. We've consumed so much content and people are now starting to understand and differentiate between an authentic person and a not authentic person. So it's so important. That's why in the beginning to know yourself and be sure about your identity is so key because it will literally be a thread throughout everything that you do in terms of your marketing strategies. Share some behind the scenes content that adds to your authentic feel. People can know more about you like that way because it shows that you're human, that you're not just going onto AI tools and just plugging in some stuff and posting it. It shows that actually you are thinking through this. I'm sure you've seen some podcasts of people like trying to put a show together and everything's just falling apart in the background. And that just gives that authentic feel like, you know, they're human like us. They literally just trying to put their voice out there and trying to get people to hear more about what they have to say and the message that they have. So it's very, very a very good strategy to share that and be authentic. Even when you talk, there's no need to even try and be super impressive. Just be yourself and people will see that. I do think it's important to be professional, not like I've seen a lot of crazy videos out there, but it is very important to be professional as well, because that is also something people have an expectation of, funny enough. They want you to be authentic, but it must still be professional. So that's an important point. And then participate in events, especially of your own interest. That's like so important. Like if you know you are into the youth or family, like in my case, I would attend family meetings and events to just know more, be around people that have the same interests, just contribute wherever I can. You learn so much from that, and it gives you an opportunity to grow yourself as well. And then also seek media coverage. I really worked a lot with so many different editorial companies, and it was so amazing that once you would actually be I would approach them and say, look, this month I really don't have much of a budget, but I would really love to be in the issue of your magazine. Can I work with you? There were so many people that were actually open to it. So you are able to actually build media relationships with different media houses, and you can work with different people that can actually just support what you believe and what you do. So it's so key to do that. Try and get as much coverage as you can, work with different organizations that have the same interests as you, and they can also support you through that. And there are people willing to do that. I know sometimes you think, oh, I don't want to be a bother, but really, people are willing to help, especially if you have the same passion that they do. And also encourage people to review you. If someone's read your book, if they've come across your content and they're happy with it, that is so like key to try and get that person to review you, to actually give an opinion of what they think as well, and share how that book impacted them. If someone talks to you about your book and they say, I really loved your book, just tell them, I would really appreciate it if you could share that, so that people can also get an opportunity to read it and to know more about it. So that'll be, or tell them, please share like my social media handles, and get them to review your social media handle. That will just add to the credibility of the message that you have. And then also continually improving and learning, so important. Have a look at your analytics and go through it all and just see what is happening in terms of the audience. How are they engaging it with you? What kind of content, what kind of responses are you getting? And that will also guide you in what to plan for next. Okay, now I just wanted to look as well at building your online presence. Just some strategies that I just want to zone in on. Okay, so just looking at some effective marketing strategies. So I've already mentioned book launches, events that can be done virtually. That is definitely possible. So many people out there are able to help you with that, and able to guide you in how you can actually launch a proper virtual event like this. I mean, if you put it on YouTube, literally you get tons of videos that can help you, like support you with that. Then social media campaigns, so many ways of running that. You have, for example, on Facebook, you have your Facebook pages where you can post stuff on your timeline. You can actually do a content calendar where you put all your content together, and it can be planned in advance, and you really don't have to do anything. You just use the different tools that are there to help you plan everything in advance, and then it just basically goes on and it posts itself. So definitely doing social media campaigns, so important. And this can also be done in the back end. So on your Facebook page, you'll be putting your posts where you post, but you can also run ads in the back end that are more targeted to your audience. So for example, I want to target the youth and I want to target their parents that live specifically in South Africa, in Cape Town, in a neighborhood called Plumstead, and I want to run those campaigns and target those people. So you can actually go deep down in actually targeting a specific group of people. So social media campaigns are perfect for that, because it also gives you that feedback and data that you need to understand your audience better. And then obviously having a website and a blog. I've already spoken about website, but a blog so important, because a blog gives you the opportunity to be more expressive in what you believe and in your views, and also it shows your creative style and your writing style. So that gives you the opportunity to do that. So blogging is so important. You can write a blog, and then you can always maintain that. And from the feedback, you can actually build yourselves topics for the whole year, just from what people are saying about what you believe. And then doing book discounts, and start with a special, especially if you're doing a book launch. It does give the opportunity for a person to, if they were thinking about it and it was expensive, if you do have a discount, then it does give them that little extra push. So it is, I think it's definitely something that you need to plan out in your calendar, like plan it out for the year. What discounts am I going to offer for the year? Looking at virtual book tours, that's targeting literally country by country. You can do that city by city, neighborhood by neighborhood. Like you can go down to that point. So that's like a real big opportunity, because you can actually plan it out, have a calendar, and then plan it in advance and get all the signups and sign-ins from people and from your audience, and you'll be able to actually plan it out, and it can be very cost effective. And then email marketing, sending out newsletters, so key. Once you've built that community, you've collected email addresses, you have a community that's actually interacting with you and engaging with you, then you can send out newsletters to them, updating them of the new updates with you as a person, or just in general, like what you believe and your interests, and things that interest your audience, new releases, and all of that you can share in your newsletter. And then giveaways and contests, that also helps in building up your audience. And this can be something that you do strategically. So not just to give out a book for the sake of giving it out, but get people to sign up, because then you're collecting email addresses when you do that. So be more strategic about it when you do a giveaway. And then collaborate with other authors, just networking, collaborating with people who have the same interests, and sharing ideas. If you know someone who's got a podcast that's really doing well, they've got the same interests, chat to them about it. You could be invited to that podcast, and then you can share your views. That just gives you a platform for you to just increase on your credibility. Then doing book trailers, so key. Like, people are so video driven these days. So like doing a book trailer really, really makes such a big difference. So to be able to like show people what your book is all about visually, and just give that sense, of having the people feel your heart, basically. So such a key strategy there. And then local media outreach, if there is local media that you can use, radios, magazines that people you can talk to, find out. You'd be so surprised what people are interested in doing and how they want to support people that want to actually do good. So be open about that. Do your research, find out, and look at local media outreach. Book clubs and reading groups, that's also important, because that gives you the opportunity to also hear your audience and to understand what your audience is actually interested in, and also airing out your views. It's a platform for you to also share what you think. So that's so key as well. And then cross promotions in bookstores, like work with your partners. Like if you have bookstores that are that you're working very closely with, like have a cross promotion with them, and be in the stores and be able to have your own branding in there, talk about the book. They also want to support you, so you can definitely do that. Yeah. Okay. And then with regards to creating content, so you definitely, like I said, you need to know your audience. I've already spoken about blogging, and also creating teasers and quotes from like your books. That really creates an interest, because sometimes all it takes is for a person to read a small part of your book and just be like, wow, this sounds like something that I would really be interested in reading and something I would want to know. So do those teasers as well. Have interactive Q&A sessions where people can ask you questions. Have like a Facebook Live, literally just go on Facebook and let people know that you're going to have a Facebook Live, and this is an opportunity for people to know more about your book and more about your views. And that also gives you some feedback on your audience. And then also exclusive content for subscribers. That's such a cool opportunity. Everybody wants to be VIP. So if you have subscribers or a community that follows you regularly, you can definitely create content that's exclusive to them, like a new launch or parts of your book that they get to see first. That always creates that interest, and well, your community feels special because they see that you think they're special. So it's very important to share that. Then I've spoken about book trailers as well, author interviews. You can actually do webinars as well for that, and be able to just allow people to like go through interviews and ask you questions as well. And also invite other people to do interviews. And those are, I mean, they would have to be in the same interest as you as well, and have the same interest for your audience so that it's relevant to the people that follow you. But do interviews as well and have that platform. And also virtual book reach. I think we spoke about that already, just doing like virtual events, interactive polls and surveys, very similar to a Q&A, but you can do this online. You can create a poll, you can create a survey. You might be thinking of an idea and not too sure if people are going to like it. Create a poll, create a survey. There's so many tools that can help you do that easily. And you just have to punch in your questions or what you want to find out, and then it will automatically do it for you. And then themed content series, so good. I'm actually working with an author at the moment who's doing a series, a video series, and it's just so exciting because people want to know more about that. They want to know more about your interests, and that gives you the platform as an author to actually have the opportunity to speak to people in what interests them, and have like more time, because I know that authors, people write books, have so much that they want to say, but they just can't say it all. So this gives the opportunity for someone to actually zone in on their views and what they have to say, the message that they carry. So such an important way of actually doing that. And then collaborating with other authors to do that as well. You can also create a series with other authors, which is so fun. And also, I think when you work with other authors, it also gives your audience that feel of you wanting to get to know more about that topic. And host virtual events as well. You can do that, having a podcast or webinar. Sorry, let me just see how much time I have here, because I think questions are definitely more important. So basically, I had just put this book trailer in here just to give you an example of let's see if it's going to play. Okay. I hope you can hear the sound. Okay. I'm just playing this so you can see. This is one of our authors that we worked with, Hilda, and we recently did a book trailer with her. But I just want to point this out, like the simplicity of it, just so you can see how it doesn't have to be so complicated. It just has to be basically you being authentic and sharing your life. So yeah, let me. Sorry, I'm just going to pause here. But basically, what I wanted you to see how there's imagery of her as a person. So immediately, as I start to watch this, I am connecting with her, because there's that feel of who she is. And she's telling her story from a young age, and we're seeing this like story unfold, and she's sharing her heart. This is actually her voice in the actual trailer. And she's sharing her heart, and she's sharing what she was going through, her experiences. So this is just to give you an example of how like being authentic actually makes your life easier, because what you're doing is just basically showcasing your life, and people relate to that, and that's what you want to put out there. This is actually a very recent trailer, but what we want to do with it is definitely make it like really share it and spread it out there, because this will give that real feeling of a human being behind the story, and that's what people want to see. Okay. Sorry. Just put that. Sorry, I need to exit that. And then in terms of an example for like a website, I just wanted to go to John Piper's website. I hope it won't take too long. But this is an example of a website that I was looking at. I just thought, let me just give you a few examples as well while I explain. sorry. So this actually has, can I close that? Okay. So you can actually see at the top here, I like how it's laid out. First of all, for me, and the number one thing I liked about this was the cleanliness of it. I wasn't struggling to read anything. I can see what this website is all about right top. Then you've got your articles where he writes his blogs, which is the blog, as I mentioned, very key. But I think my internet is going to take so long for me to go through this. But basically, I just wanted to show you even the blog, the cleanliness of it. Very easy to read. You can see the topics, when it was written, who collaborated. You can see different collaborators as well. I think under books, if I can just go there quickly. Just wanted to look at that.
It's one of the challenges of online teaching, online sessions, is the internet connection. And Tricia is coming from Cape Town, South Africa. So Benedita, it's really the struggle of it. Yeah, so we hope to have Tricia back with us. And she was just illustrating how an example of an effective website, the Desiring God website, how clean and how uncluttered it is. So maybe that's a good example for us to have a website that is easily navigationable and people can click on specific items like articles, blogs, books. This is for an organization. Yeah, so Tricia, are you still there? We hope to get Tricia back. Thank you for your questions. Kazune, what are the differences between a personal and a organizational brand? Thank you for that question. And Ali, how large of a following is needed for your book to be considered by publishers? So you're speaking from an author's perspective, and how long does it take? Yeah, thank you. So we hope to get we lost Tricia. I hope she comes back. Okay. Thank you, Tricia.
I am so sorry about that. I think I just overflooded my network there.
Yeah. So I guess we can go to our Q&A.
Yeah. Basically everything else is stuff I'll be able to share on the slides. I had actually that was like my last thing on sharing, and then I had some tools at the end which everybody can have a look at to help them just set themselves up in terms of strategies. So yeah, we can definitely go through our Q&A now.
Okay. Can we look at the tools quickly? Just for
Okay.
just for the tools. That'll be interesting.
Okay. All right. I can do that.
If it's all right, just to share the tools.
Okay. Um, So yeah, basically this was literally my last slide.
Okay.
Everything else you can literally click through. I just had examples of what you can do in terms of like your social media. So I had an actual example of somebody who's doing well with that. But your tools here to manage your online presence. So like basically your understanding your social media analytics, your emailing, content creation, being able to do video creation, analyzing your SEO, that is very related to blogging, but that's a second layer to when you actually start blogging. Using predictive analytics, that also helps. We have different tools like Google Analytics that can help you do that, especially if you have a website, you can connect Google Analytics to it. Social listening is basically, these are tools that help you understand how many people are actually talking about your brand online. And then ad targeting is Facebook and Google ads. So that's basically it.
Okay. We will share with them a PDF of your presentation slides. So together with the link to the recorded webinar, the recording of this webinar, we will share with you the PDF of Tricia's slides. So we can go to the Q&A.
Yes.
Oh, those are the tools, yes. And there's
Yes.
link.
Sorry, it's not.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's great.
Yeah.
So
So I mean, this I'll share it so you can have everybody can have a look at that.
yeah. Okay.
Sorry about that.
Thank you so much, Tricia. Kazune is asking what's the difference between a personal brand and versus an organizational brand?
Okay, your personal brand is you. Your organization's brand is for your organization. So when you are putting yourself out there, you're doing marketing for yourself. It is you as a person. Hence why I emphasized knowing your identity, because you are putting yourself out there, what you believe, your values as a person, what you're interested in as a person. When it's an organization, it's basically more about what the organization's mission and vision is. So that is what you build in terms of building the organization's brand. You're
So,
basically, yeah. Carry
so
on.
you as an author, you you will have a personal brand as an author, and um, the organization could be a publishing house, right?
Yes, yes.
So if you are a
Yeah, so
publishing
that,
house,
yeah.
would you still want to have one of your staff have a personal brand?
So you do. As a publishing house, I'm actually speaking now, working with in a publishing house. You want your author to have that personal brand. The easiest author to sell is one that has their own personal brand, because they've already created the credibility online. They've created an audience and a community that follows and understands them. So by the time I do marketing for an author that's already recognized and well known, it is so much easier.
Okay.
Because you're not starting from scratch.
Okay, so you as a publishing house, you would encourage your authors to have their own personal brand. Some
Yes.
authors are introverts. They do not want to be to be out there. They just want to submit the manuscripts to you and you take over and you do everything. So
Yeah, that's the thing. No, that's exactly the thing we struggle with most of the time, is
yeah,
to have to educate our authors. But recently, since I've started at Oasis, we definitely working closely with our authors to guide them in how they can do that, because most of the time it's actually not that they don't want to, they don't know how. So we have like a kit that we share with them, and then they're able to know at least somewhere where to start. So that really does help.
okay. So this is a related question from Ali.
Mm-hmm.
How large of a following do you need for your book to be considered by publishers? So you are a self-published author and you have your
Mm-hmm.
own personal brand and you want to be noticed by the large traditional publishers. So
Mm-hmm.
how large of a following would you have to be able to be noticed?
So that is something that grows with time. I'm not going to say that you can have like 1 million followers like tomorrow. It's not possible. But you start to create your community as you start to engage with them. So the thing about online is obviously if you want to reach a larger group, you actually have to spend to reach a larger group. So it all depends on your budget as well. How much money do you have to actually be able to reach a wider audience and begin to build that community? And also, besides the budget, what kind of content do you have that would interest the community to keep coming back and to be part of your audience and want to know more from you? So that is very relative to a lot of things. It's not just basically just starting tomorrow and then you have like 1 million followers. It's all relative to also what budget you have to actually support your marketing campaigns. What kind of content have you created that actually engages the audience and for them to keep coming back. So it's very relative. But the key thing is to carry on. It does grow because the more you actually learn, because they communicate. So if your content is not great, people will say it's not great. That guides you into, okay, so now I need to maybe try this angle. So the more you invest yourself, you will continue to grow and get there.
Yes. Follow-up question. This could be overwhelming, right? But you're saying you have to be patient and persevering and continue learning. Yeah. Ask for small steps to how to build.
Yes, exactly. And I completely understand that because I'm an introvert, as I'm a bit daunting, like, oh my gosh, I have to put myself out there and actually do a video and people hear me speak. But you've got something to say. So you need to find ways for people to hear what you have to say.
Yes, thank you for those questions, Ali. And Dorothy, would the author's website actually sell the books, or the author will direct the selling to the online bookstore or the publisher's website to buy the books?
So okay, this one depends on the publishing. So if it's a publishing house that you work with, they can handle that obviously in terms of selling and distributing your book. But if you're self-published, then you have other options of being able to sell directly and being able to sell on Amazon, so many different places where you can actually sell the book yourself. So in our context, we don't actually sell the books directly, but we do have distributors that we work with, partners in all the different regions that we focus on that sell on our behalf. But we do support them in all our marketing promotions to make sure that they actually sell the books. So it's something that you have to work with in terms of partnering with those that are actually selling the books. Having a website that sells the books directly, that also works very well. I think that if you're going to be putting content out there and immediately have a call to action that gets the people to go and buy the book, that's like, for me, that's number one. You need to be leading people some way.
In many countries, there are now online retailers. And
exactly.
Effectively, serving people, as you said in your presentation, you don't have to go and travel to a bookstore, but you can just order the books from a Shopee or a Lazada,
Exactly.
Amazon-like.
Yes. Yeah. So working with local, we've actually done strategies that are localized. So we find out what online shopping platforms exist within those local countries, and then that's where we place ourselves. And most of the time, we do work with our partners as well, if we're not able to do it directly ourselves. So there is those opportunities online to be able to sell the books in various ways.
But we still have to remind our audience where to find our books, right? You can buy
them. Yes. So that's the thing. I would encourage you every time that you do post, yes, you want to have content that gets people to know about your heart, and also the message that you have and who you are and your viewpoints. But you do need to also post posts that have a call to action, where you actually lead people to where they can buy your book. Or you can pin a post at the top of your Facebook page or any of your pages that you have that leads people to where they can buy the book. Very, very important.
Mm-hmm. Like Ruth is asking, how do you follow the sales of a book? Would you be able to track the buyers or the sales of a book you placed on an online market?
Yes, you can. So most of these online markets actually have, so what normally happens is when you list yourself on an online store, you get your own dashboard. That dashboard will literally tell you how many books have been sold when they clicked on your Facebook post and then they click through to your website. So you can even be able to attribute where the sales actually came from. So these online platforms do have that. You're able to see and track your sales.
Thank you. I like your book trailer. So how did you do that? Is the list of your tools, you mentioned an app or a tool that you use to create the book trailer. How is that an expensive thing to do, or did you do it yourself, or you ask somebody else to do it for you?
Sorry, I did hear that question.
Yeah,
So
so
I don't,
the book
yeah. So
trailer.
for me personally, so you don't need to, so like I explained to you, for example, if you're selling on your website, you can integrate your Google Analytics with your website, and that gives you an idea of your sales and also your audience. There is so much information you can get from Google Analytics in understanding your audience and the people that are clicking through to your website. Then with platforms like Amazon, those actually have a dashboard that gives you all that information. So you can be able to track your analytics from the dashboard.
Thank you, Tricia. My question was the book trailer. I like your book trailer. Said you do it because you want to let the people feel your heart. Did you do that trailer yourself? Did you ask somebody to do it for you outside the company, or what? Is it expensive to do?
So we actually did work with somebody to help us do the video editing, but the concept and the ideas were ours, because we wanted to showcase her as a person. We wanted to get people to connect with her and with her experience. And we felt that that would be the best way to get people to want to read the book and to know more about her life experience. So hence why we emphasized, actually originally when we did that book trailer, we worked with someone and they just brought back like a video that's got content and writing over it, but we felt that the human element was missing. So we actually then like made sure that they added images, they added her life, the story, they had that connection, that human element to it. So yeah, we worked together with someone on the video editing side, but the concept and the ideas were ours. Yes.
Yours. Is it expensive? Was it expensive?
It wasn't expensive. No, it wasn't expensive. And there are platforms actually where you can find people that are very good at editing and are very inexpensive. So you can literally Google video editors. You can even Google cheap video editors.
Oh, okay.
And you'll be able to go on platforms where there's freelancers that can actually do the video editing for you.
I see.
There's also tools that can do your video editing.
So even the service providers, you Googled.
So we've obviously maintained relationships with quite a lot of people that we've worked with in the past. So it's a little bit different for us. But I'm saying from an author perspective, there is ways for you to do this in a very inexpensive way. There's also tools that you can use. I see there's a question coming in on video editing. There is a tool in the presentation that I've put in there. There's tools in there that you can see.
Okay. So we'll provide that list of tools.
Yes. It's in the presentation, yeah.
So Inge is asking, can you give an example of a good video online book launch? Example
So
of,
give an example
yeah.
of one that we've done personally, or like just how it should be done.
Yeah, I'm interested. We're interested about the online, the virtual book launches.
Yes.
So
Yeah, so that takes, to be honest with you, the key thing is what you do before your book launch. Because when your book launch starts, you basically now talking about yourself and you've already planned your copy and your content, what you're going to be saying. Getting people to the book launch is the key part, because you've got to be able to get the audience to actually attend. And that is what involves making sure that you've done targeted your audience properly in terms of what marketing promotions you do. So if you're going to do a book launch and you feel the budget that you have is enough for Facebook, then you do content and ads that target your audience, and you get people, they do reminders. So we're actually working on book launches now for new authors that have just released their books. And for us, it's a way of working backwards. We've set our date, we work backwards, and it's a reminder and a build-up and anticipation to the book event. So you build that up with your online presence. So we're doing physical ones and we are doing virtual ones. And in both cases, the build-up is the most important part, because you want people to attend. We definitely use quite a lot of Facebook advertising. Most of our budget goes to that. And we target specific countries, specific people in those countries with specific interests, and we break down our ads based on that. So we're taking a person through a journey and creating that anticipation for the book launch.
do you do for your book launches, do you do Facebook Live? How
We
do
are
you,
doing Facebook Lives. Yes. Yeah, we actually still doing Facebook Lives next month. We're doing Facebook Lives for all our new authors to give them that opportunity to interact with their audience and also speak more about the book. It is so different when a person speaks from their heart, like why they wrote the book. It gives such a different perspective than to just reading a book summary. So we're creating those opportunities for them to be able to do that.
so is it actually a hybrid book launch? There will be an in-person, people come and then you broadcast it live. Is that, or purely virtual?
Purely virtual.
Purely virtual.
Purely virtual, yeah. Yeah,
But you
purely virtual.
want to do a hybrid as
So
well.
we actually treat it like how you would do a normal event.
Mhm.
Sorry?
You can also do it hybrid. I was thinking. Yeah. Dorothy is asking, can we?
Yes, yeah, no, you can do a hybrid.
Okay. Dorothy is asking, can we attend your
Sorry, you mentioned?
book launch? Your next virtual.
Yes.
Can you send us an invitation so we can attend? So we can.
Yeah, no, definitely we can do that. We can definitely share a link and share yes, we can do that. We'll invite you to our book launches.
Okay.
Ramon, you have a list of everybody,
Yes, so
email addresses and
send
all
the
of that we
invitation.
can.
Yes, send the invitation to me and I'll send
Okay.
it to everyone. Yes.
Okay.
So can you have, Etienne is asking, can you have the video?
Okay, great. We can definitely do
We will
that.
send you, Etienne, we are going to send you the link to the recording of this webinar.
Yes, okay. Yeah.
Yes. So thank you so much. This has been a very...
I am so sorry, everyone, for my internet. Like I explained to you, we had a cyclone last week and it has I actually had to find another venue to do this webinar. So it's been so hectic. So I'm so sorry about that.
No problem, Tricia. You know, you blessed us. You blessed us with your presentation and with your pointers and tips and words of wisdom and advice. So thank you so much for the presentation. This has been a wonderful, a very nice presentation, and really enriching as far as our marketing, digital marketing programs are concerned. Tricia, just
Thanks, Ramon. Thank you for inviting me.
give us your final parting words of encouragement to our people, to our audience, a global audience. Just encourage them. Yeah.
I just want to say this. I have something that is always burning in my heart, that you have been given a message. You've been given something to say. And it is definitely your responsibility to make sure that it's heard. But also, I believe it's also our responsibility to make sure that people know about it. So I always tell the authors I work with that you've written the book. We now have the book, it's published, but now we got to get people to read it. So I just want to encourage you with that. Push on. You have something to say. And I am so sure that whatever you have to say will change someone's life out there. So it's worth it to fight and to be able to push it out there. You just keep on going. Yeah, that's what I have to say. Thank you, Ramon and John, for inviting me.
Thank you so much for your time, Tricia. Thank you so much for your presentation. Our audience are saying, they're expressing their words of appreciation for the webinar, for your presentation. This has been really very helpful. And we thank you for your time.
You.
And we prepare for the presentation and to find a place that you could broadcast from. Thank you so much, Tricia.
No problem. No problem. Thank you, everybody. Have a great evening.
Yes, thank you. And thank you, everyone, for being here. Just a quick announcement from MAI. We have launched our Lit World, related to Lit World writing contest. It's on our website. We would like to invite you to join or spread the word around that MAI has a writing contest in anticipation of Lit World 2024 Global Publishing Conference in Mexico. We would like to invite everyone to join our writing contest related to the conference theme, Publishing for Lasting Impact. The contest is being conducted in both English and Spanish, with writers, with winners selected in each language category. First place winners in English and Spanish will each receive $300. The second place winners will receive $150. So submit your entries. We will accept them beginning tomorrow, March 1st, until May 15th. Go to our website, maiglobal.org, for more details. And so thank you so much for being with us for this webinar. We hope this has been a helpful one for you. And we hope to see you again next webinar next month. So thank you, Tricia. And thank you, everyone. Goodbye for now.